Welcome to Complete with DLC, the only show that split into two and is still too long. I'm one of your hosts, Griffin, and sitting across from me is the boy wonder, Brad Knight. Brad, how you doing?
Not too bad. I'm hanging in there. I got my coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever missed a recording without coffee. It's part of the show now.
Once again, beautiful day out. Let's spend it inside.
It is, honestly, I think the most beautiful it's been all year so far.
No, last Sunday was definitely the most beautiful.
You think so?
It was like 60-something degrees. Yes, I think so.
Well, you know, based on the fact that Prince died today, I think I can agree that today is not the most beautiful day.
You're right. Today's the day the music died.
Yeah. Prince died, and somebody else died. Who was it?
China.
Yes, that's who it was.
WWE Diva China.
Yeah. Not a good day.
She wasn't a diva. She was back when it was just like the women's.
The women's division.
Yeah. And now it's... Well, actually, no, it changed back to the women's division.
Yeah. She was the diva before they were divas.
And she also, fun fact, did a lot of porn, so...
Also true.
Yeah.
Not a good year for celebrities. Have you noticed that?
No, yeah, they're all...
Alan Rickman, David Bowie.
No, that week was terrible, because it was just, like, tons of people died that week, and it was all of, like, the same thing. Like, they all died of cancer.
Yeah.
That was a really odd week.
What's her name from Everybody Loves Raymond? The older woman who played the mother.
Doris Roberts. She just died, too. I'll always remember her as the grandma in the movie Grandma's Boy.
She's the grandma in everything.
Yeah.
Hollywood needs to find a new grandma now. What the hell?
Well, I mean, we already have everybody's dad. That's John Goodman. Hopefully
Yes.
John Goodman doesn't die. Knock on wood.
Yeah, please. God, we've had enough of this.
Yeah. But,
after this depressing opening.
Speaking of having enough of this, you want to get into what we're playing this week?
Sure.
Brad, unlike most weeks, I'm going to start what we're playing this week, and I'm going to say I didn't play a lot this week. Getting back into my old ways. Old habits die hard here at Complete with DLC World Headquarters. I played Sunset Overdrive. I've been playing some more of that campaign because I'd never finished it, and it became free, and everyone started playing it, so it made me want to play it again. And that game's just really fun. I like it a lot. And
I still haven't played it. I have it downloaded, but I haven't touched it yet. I wasn't a fan of Jet Set Radio, though, so I hear this is very in the same vein.
Yeah, I'd say like the same kind of style is Jet Set Radio, but it's very different. It's kind of more... It's more Ratchet and Clank. Have you ever played Ratchet and Clank?
I have.
So, like, the weapons are ridiculous, and it's actually made by Insomniac, too, so that makes a lot of sense. The weapons are ridiculous, and the story is ridiculous, and you remember those grindy rail parts in the original Ratchet and Clank?
Yeah.
They used to have... It's a lot like that, but they just kind of made that your movement in this game.
Yeah, that's how you move through the whole game, is, like, grinding on stuff.
Yeah, grinding, wall running, there's another way of getting around, too. Oh, it's bouncing on stuff, like cars and bushes and stuff. So it's actually a lot more like Ratchet and Clank than Jet Set Radio, but it's definitely got that same sort of attitude as Jet Set Radio.
Yeah, I've seen, that was one of the games that when it came out was all over the internet in terms of, like, playthroughs and Twitch streams and stuff. It was one of Xbox's biggest games when, you know, the Xbox One had very few games to its name.
Yeah, it's too bad it didn't sell as well as it probably should have, because that game is really fun, and I'd really like to see a sequel of it.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a sequel. Just as far as I understand, there's not a lot of replayability to the game. Like, once you kind of beat it, you're kind of done with it.
Yeah.
Which is always disappointing for a game.
Yeah, it's sad. Other than
sad
that,
to see a game go.
But you love to watch it leave. Other than that, I didn't really play anything. What did you play, Brad?
Well, I'm here to tell you that I'm now going to weekly meetings because I'm actually addicted to Dark Souls.
Oh my god.
I can't stop. It's a problem. I cannot stop playing.
You haven't hit your threshold yet with Dark Souls?
No, I just started playing Dark Souls 1 maybe about a week ago, and I'm about almost 10 hours in. And 10 hours of Dark Souls is incredibly frustrating because you can only actually play maybe 2 or 3 hours at a time before you start, like, dying to stupid things and getting aggravated, so you have to kind of stop, take an hour or two break, maybe a day break, and then go back. And I'm having a blast with it. I cannot stop playing it. And I don't know what it is. I bashed these games so much before I'd played them just because the concept didn't appeal to me. But now I'm addicted. I can't stop playing them.
Yeah.
I have a problem.
I wish I could play those games and enjoy them. I wish I could be like you, Brad, with a boyish wonder to them.
I'm telling you, try Bloodborne. My brother praises that game through the roof, and he likes it more than Dark Souls because he doesn't like how slow Dark Souls is. So,
I mean, I'll try it eventually one day. Like I said, we're probably gonna make a video of it.
yeah, you and him seem to be in a very close vein in terms of, you know, how you guys like your games to play.
Maybe I should do the show with your brother instead.
Yeah. Do a guest host, he'll come on. But other than that, I've been playing a little bit of Civ 5.
Really?
Yeah, an old favorite of mine. I love Civ.
I love Civ too.
The games take forever.
They do. That was always my one problem when I used to. The only Civ game I've ever really put a lot of time into is Civilization Revolution because it was on the Xbox 360.
Yeah.
And because I've never had a PC that could play one of these kind of games. But I remember I liked playing that game a lot. And I like Civ a lot, but I hate how long it takes. It feels like you have to dedicate like a whole day to playing Civ.
Yeah, pretty much. We used to have, back when I played League of Legends, the group of people that I played with, we'd have a day off where we wouldn't touch League at all, and we would just sit down and play, a game or two of Civ, and that would take up most of the entire day. Because it's, like, even on playing on the fastest difficulty, you get maybe 2 or 3 hours worth of a game. If you play on normal, or God forbid you play on the longest, it will take you days. It's insane.
I have a question to ask of you because you seem to be the person who I should ask, and it would make good show conversation.
Okay.
I kind of want to try a MOBA.
Okay.
But I don't know what MOBA to play. So my options really are League, Dota, or Smite. Which one do you think would appeal to me the most?
I'm gonna say Smite probably appeals to you the most. And for a few reasons. One, Dota is very top-heavy. They throw everything at you at once and just say, learn it. And it's kind of on you to take in the entire information the game provides you and try to figure your way through it. League's a little bit better because you have to purchase heroes in League, so as you're playing the game with the free characters they give you as they rotate each week, you earn points, and then you spend those points to buy more characters, and you slowly build up your collection, so you're building an understanding of the game while you're building your library. Dota just says, screw you, have every character in the game right now, and we're not going to tell you anything.
Right.
And Smite it's a MOBA, but it's a very different MOBA in the way that it plays. It's over the shoulder, not top-down, which is a little weird at first, but you can kind of get used to it. It plays very well on consoles. So I figured that'd be a pretty good thing for you. And its characters, to me, seem the most beginner-friendly for someone who's never played a MOBA before.
Right.
So Smite will kind of get you into the MOBA genre without overwhelming you like the other two will. And
all
honestly,
three of these are free, right?
Yes, all three are free.
Okay. Because I didn't want to go into one that would cost me money not knowing if I like MOBAs.
No, they're all at their core very free. Dota, you can buy skins. League, you can buy Riot points, which you can spend for champions, skins, that kind of thing. And Smite, I think you can buy a pack to get all of the gods, but other than that, they're all free to play at their core.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know, and I hate to say it, but League's community is downright awful. And that's not because it's honestly one of the most toxic communities I've ever been a part of, and I was a part of that community for I don't know how long ago was season 1, season 2. Probably
no
three years, probably a little longer than that. I think 2012, 2011. So I've been a part of that community for a long time, and it is one of the most toxic communities out there, and it's not the kind of community you want to be a part of when you're learning to play a MOBA.
Right.
Because they're not very nice to people who are learning at all. So yeah, Smite is definitely going to be the one you're going to want to check out. And sorry about that, I just whacked my mic.
Well, thank you for your help today, Brad. This has been eye-opening for me. It's been fun.
Yeah, it's always fun when I can try to drag somebody into the world of MOBAs, because once you're in, there's just so many of them to choose from at this point. And there's soon to be more. With, who's it? Is it 2K making? No, it's Gearbox, I think, making a MOBA now, right?
Well, Gearbox, Battleborn has like a mode that's like a MOBA.
Yeah, my brother was playing that one. I played a little bit of it.
I didn't get to play it. I downloaded the beta and everything. I didn't get to play it.
I don't know. That one was interesting. More, I would say, Borderlands-y than MOBA-y, but
My friend sang its praises, though, so...
yeah, so that's definitely probably going to have to check out.
Yeah.
This has been less of what we're playing and more what could we be playing.
Yeah, exactly. What should we be playing?
Yeah, there you go. If you guys have an idea a game you want us to play, shoot us an email and we'll check it out.
Yeah.
Maybe talk about it on the show.
But if did you play anything other than Dark Souls?
Dark Souls, Civ.
Oh yeah, and Civ.
Pokemon. You know, the usual. I'm in a rut now. It's a problem. When I'm annoyed with Dark Souls, I take a break and I play Pokemon. When I'm, cooled down and I'm done playing Pokemon, I go back to Dark Souls. And I repeat that until I run out of time. And I have to, I go to bed and I wake up and I'm like, you know what? I'm not even gonna touch Dark Souls today. Today's gonna be a Civ day, and then I play Civ. And repeat that for the rest of the week, and then you have my routine of video games right now. I've got to break that rut.
Yeah, I need something new, I think, in my life, but I'm waiting because next month Uncharted comes out, so I don't really want to get anything when Uncharted is right on the horizon, so...
I think Wolf Among Us is going to be what's going to break this rut for me, because I have it downloaded. It's my favorite Telltale game, and I think it's time I complete that.
Yeah. Speaking of completing, why don't we get into the news?
Okay.
So we got a couple little news stories and some biggies. Why don't we start with one of these biggies, Brad? Are you ready?
Sure. Why not?
Strap yourself in because it's gonna
Alright.
be a bumpy one.
Oh God.
Remember that new PS4 we talked about a couple episodes ago?
Did we talk about it? I don't remember.
Yeah, we talked about it. We talked about the fact that it might be happening.
Yeah, it was a rumor at the time.
Yeah.
It still is a rumor technically.
Yeah. But GiantBomb.com, a website that I like and that I frequent, has reported that Sony is not only planning an updated version of the PlayStation 4 in anticipation of both 4K video content and its upcoming PlayStation VR platform, but that hardware specifications have been locked down in advance of an unknown release window. Austin Walker reports that, according to multiple sources, the new console, codenamed Neo, will feature graphics hardware whose specifications are approximately 2.25 times more powerful than the AMD system on a chip inside the current PS4, as well as a 500 megahertz increase in the system's CPU clock speed and a 42 gigabyte increase in its memory bandwidth. According to Walker, developers have been informed of a requirement to ship titles from this October onward with a base mode specifications compatible with the existing PlayStation 4 architecture and a Neo mode for the updated hardware. Games running in an updated mode will have access to upgraded hardware that can deliver greater visual fidelity, though it is not likely that titles will be able to use the added horsepower for true 4K in-game visuals.
Thank you for somebody else saying this besides me.
Exactly. I figured from when they were talking about the fact that it was going to be 4K that it would probably just end up being 4K video. But Giant Bomb also reports that the PS4 and the Neo will coexist, remaining fully cross-compatible with regards to software, PSN, and multiplayer communities, as well as the same user interface.
Now, it's important to note that one of the big reasons we put this in here is because when Giant Bomb reports something, they don't say it unless they are almost positive that it's true. They are usually a very, very reliable source, and they take what they report very seriously.
Yeah, they're not one of these people who just throw out 40 stories a day and see what sticks on the wall, you know what I mean?
Kotaku. I'm sorry, I sneezed.
I mean, Kotaku does some good stuff, but majority of the time, yeah.
Nah, they're always the ones that get blamed first. It's not fair. But, Giant Bomb is usually very reliable in their sources. These numbers that they shoot out are interesting. So 2.25 times more powerful on the AMD chip, a 500 megahertz increase on the clock speed, and a 42 gigabyte a second increase in memory bandwidth. Now those are a bunch of random numbers to somebody who isn't, computer inclined. But for somebody who is computer inclined, they're not terrible, actually.
Really?
So, I don't know what the PS4 is currently at for a clock speed. Let me check, actually.
I think Digital Foundry did an article on this.
So, a quick Google search tells me that it's sitting at 1.6 gigahertz. So with a 500 increase, it's going to go up to 2.1, which is not bad for a console. That's definitely a decent CPU clock speed. But the number that interests me is the 2.25 times more powerful on the chip. Now, I have no frame of reference for what that means.
Yeah.
Which is why that number is interesting. So I'm assuming that it means it's going to... And the system on a chip is essentially the graphics card, by the way. It's more or less what that is. It's essentially that everything's built into that chip. So I assume this PS4 is going to be considerably more powerful than the one we have now. Which is interesting because they're allowing the two systems to coexist.
Mm. You know what really bothers me about this whole thing is that I feel like people who bought PlayStation 4s at launch or even recently, recently, people probably are getting way more screwed in this situation.
Yeah, if you bought it within the last 3 months, then you're kind of pretty annoyed right now, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I wish that, I know it probably won't happen, like maybe stores like GameStop or Best Buy will introduce something like this, but like Sony should really maybe think about putting an upgrade program in place here, because if I was somebody who just bought a PS4, or like even like an ambassador program, like remember when they made the 3DS and then the 3DS dropped price?
Yeah.
And then they gave everyone there like free virtual console games, I want to say it was.
It was like, hey, you kind of get screwed by the price drop, so here's a little makeup.
Yeah, exactly. Like if they did something like that, like then maybe I could feel better about this, but like it's just like me being a PS4 owner right now, I feel like I'm getting the shaft of this because I didn't wait forever to get a PS4.
Yeah, I mean, and PS4 has been out for what, 2 years now?
Yeah, I want to say it came out 2013.
So it's been out for a while now, and it's no reasonable person who wanted a console is going to wait longer than 2 years.
Yeah.
So this is kind of, it is sort of screwing with people because it's pretty clear that the Neo is going to be able to do things that the regular PS4 can't.
Like the 4K video and...
like the 4K video, and it's going, from what the article says, it's going to be able to increase the visual fidelity of games with the added horsepower, but it's not going to be 4K. So, it'll probably be closer to, 1440p, but whatever. It's still a pretty big visual jump.
Yeah.
And you're kind of splitting your audience here a little bit.
Also, the power in the new PS4 is going to make sure that most games that need that power will run better. Like, take Just Cause 3 for an example, right? It's a game that I really like, but that game gets really chuggy sometimes when big explosions happen. Is the person who buys the new PS4 and plays Just Cause 3 going to get a really smooth game while I'm stuck here chugging along?
Probably, if I had to guess.
Like, that just seems like a crappy business practice to me.
And from what I'm hearing, and of course there's no confirmed, report on this yet, but I've been hearing that game developers are not happy about this. Because what this means is now they have to prepare a game for two different systems now. They need to make sure that it runs well on both the PS4 and the Neo. Now you can make the assumption that if it works on the PS4, it'll work on the Neo, and most times that's true. But you can't just go in on that assumption, because if you do, and something goes wrong, you're not going to be able to catch it. You're going to ship a game that is broken on half of the PS4s. Right. Assuming we're splitting Neo and PS4 50-50. But it's now suddenly more work to develop for a console than it was, because the benefit of a console for a developer is that there is one console that everybody has, and that's the only thing you need to develop for.
Right.
And now there are two. Now there's PS4 and there's Neo, and if Xbox goes through with their upgrading plan, the swap out parts and make it better, there's going to be a line of Xboxes they're going to have to develop for, and suddenly developing for console is becoming as difficult as developing for PC.
It's taking all the simplicity out of consoles that I like about consoles and just ruining it for me.
It's what everybody likes about consoles, right? Like, I'm a huge PC gamer. I love PC gaming, but you cannot beat sitting in your living room just plugging in a controller and playing a game. Yeah. That's as simple as it gets. And if they keep up this road, it's not going to be that simple for much longer. What do you think the price point is going to be for this thing?
If I had to guess, probably I think they'll drop the price of the regular PS4 to maybe like something like, it's at $350 right now, so maybe like $300, and I think this will come out at the $400 price that it was initially.
I foresee a bundle of PSVR and the Neo coming out, and it'll cost probably $800. And it'll come with the Neo, the VR, maybe the camera, and a couple move sticks.
Well, I mean, I don't think that you can have a bundle of VR and Neo and not have the camera come with it, because that's just like...
Well, I mean, they could.
I think that's that's like even more crappy to do. But I think it would make a lot of sense, too, to put a lot of that, you know how they have like the breakout box for the PSVR with all the plugs and stuff. I think it would make a lot of sense to put all that stuff inside the new PlayStation 4 as well.
Well, it depends. I mean, if the breakout box the PSVR is using right now is simply for processing certain components of VR, why not leave it in? Because that way, if you have that dedicated box to do that, the PS4 or the Neo, we'll use the Neo for this example because it's more powerful and that seems to be the focus of this, is for VR. The Neo now has more of its resources freed up to make the game look even better.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I was just saying because I thought that would make a lot of sense because not a lot of people like to just have wires across their floor. And plus, it makes moving around in VR... Because I've seen some PS4 demos where you can actually move around much like how you can with the HTC Vive. I'm sure it's not as good, but... it would make moving around a lot easier with the VR. It's like not tripping over wires or anything.
Yeah. That is one thing that VR has right now, and it's wires. There's plenty of them. Yeah. All over the place. But, I don't know. We'll have to see. We need more information on this Neo first. What developers are feeling like. Well, we'd like a confirmed report on what developers are feeling like. What the price point's going to be. We need more information, really. That's just the bottom line of it.
Reports are saying that if any info is going to come out about this, it's probably going to be at E3. So
yeah, probably.
That'll be this is going to be an interesting E3 because we got like Nintendo coming out with their new console. We got maybe this PS4 thing happening.
Somehow I think they're foreseeing like one of those moments where they unveil this new console and everybody's going to flip out in happiness. I don't think that's what's going to happen.
I feel like it's going to be like a good old $599 US situation. Or like when they said, hey, you like this PlayStation Vita? Well, you can get a 3G model only with AT&T. And here are the memory cards. They don't come with the system and they cost like $100. So it's going to be one of those situations, I think.
It might be. And if anybody knows how to give us a semi-disappointing E3, it's definitely Sony.
Yeah, so it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, but anyway, I think we should probably move on.
Speaking of exciting, and technically things that happen during the summer, because E3 does too, Summer Games Done Quick, the mid-year edition of the semi-annual Games Done Quick charity marathon, has announced its dates and speedrun lineup.
I'm so happy.
The event kicks off at noon Central Time on July 3rd and runs until July 10th. It will be held in Minneapolis. The event website has more information on the location and accommodations for those who want to attend in person. The following action by live stream can... Wait. Those following the action by live stream can see the schedule of runs here, and there's a link for the website to show.
I'll provide a link in the description.
Thank you. Things get serious early with an any % run through Demon Souls on the first afternoon, trying to come in under a runtime of 1 hour and 15 minutes. Monday, July 4th will feature the usual oddball choices in the very early morning. Old favorite, The Goonies 2 around breakfast time. Late evening runs through BioShock and Dishonored. On Thursday, July 7th in prime time, an assault on the stupefying any % record of 14:54 in Fallout 3 is scheduled. I assume that means 14 minutes and 54 seconds.
Yep.
And that is followed by Fallout 4, whose any % record stands at 59 minutes, 13 seconds, loading times included. All of the action will be carried out live on the Games Done Quick's Twitch channel, and runs will later be archived to YouTube in an on-demand form. Last year's Summer Games Done Quick hauled in $1.2 million for Doctors Without Borders, which is again this year's beneficiary. Awesome Games Done Quick 2016 also raised $1.2 million for the Prevent Cancer Foundation. So,
yeah, that has been the sort of the ceiling they've been hitting for the last 2 or 3 runs is 1.2 million. But I foresee them probably breaking that this time around.
Yeah, I like watching speedruns.
It's even if you're not into speedruns, it's wonderful background noise.
Yeah, it's
something that because it's on 24/7, you can just have playing in the background while you're doing whatever.
Yeah, it's a good working kind of thing to watch.
Yes.
Unless, like, a game that comes on that I'm really interested in happens. Like, one time I remember I kind of just was checking it out just to check it out because my friend was talking about it. And they did, some guy did a Hotline Miami stream, and he beat it in, like, 20 minutes. I was like, that's amazing. I wish I could do that.
Yeah, these guys are masters of one particular game, and it's pretty damn incredible. But there's something here for everybody, and like the article said, in the early mornings are the really weird games because there's not a lot of viewers, so they put the obscure stuff there. Like on Monday, like 4:44 in the morning is Ed, Edd and Eddy the Misadventures.
Oh, I loved that game on PS2.
Yeah.
I loved that.
So there's some really obscure titles, and there's some really big ones too. So like the mainstream, like middle of the afternoon, noon after is definitely going to be the big ones, like the Dark Souls, the Castlevanias, that kind of game. So there's something here for everybody. Like I said, I'll put a link to the schedule in the description of the episode, so you can take a look and see what if there's any games that pique your interest. And all of the runs will be amazing. I can promise you that much.
Speaking of being amazing, tickets to the 5th official Minecraft convention will go on sale on Friday, May 6th, and Minecon 2016 will be held September 24th to the 25th at the Anaheim Convention Center, Mojang announced. Tickets are $160 each, though kids 3 and under are admitted for free, and $6,000 will go on sale at the official site for Minecon at 6 p.m. Pacific Time, May 6th. Another $6,000 will be sold at noon Pacific Time on May 7th. After that, they're all sold out, so I guess only 12,000 people are getting into this thing.
Yes, I will be, I'll put a link to that website as well.
Yes. Minecon will require a name for each ticket holder at the time they are purchased, and the tickets are non-transferable. Mojang is doing this to thwart reselling. Refunds may be requested up to 15 days before the event. Minecon 2016 will feature a slate of discussion panels, an exhibition floor, interactive exhibits, and keynote events for attendees, such as its popular costume contest. Panels have yet to be announced, and suggestions for panel topics will be taken soon, Mojang said. For more information, there's more information on Mojang's announcement page on their website.
I mean, smart on them for locking the tickets into the person who purchased them. That's a huge issue with these kind of conventions.
That's smart.
BlizzCon is infamous for this because their tickets are already some of them can be a couple $100s, and people will buy them and then price gouge them for like $500-$600.
Right.
So it's smart on them to get ahead of this problem and kind of lock them in. Which sucks if you're one of the people who really want to go but you didn't get a ticket. You're kind of screwed. But on the other side, you're not going to have people hogging those 6,000 tickets and then selling them for ridiculous amounts of money when they have no intentions of going themselves.
Right.
So, I mean, have you ever been to a Minecon, Jacob? I'm curious.
I've never been to a Minecon, mainly because they're always held in like weird places, like France.
This one's in, what was it, Anaheim?
Yeah, that's California, so it's not that weird. But I remember
California's pretty weird.
California's a weird place, but I mean
they got hippies.
I mean, as in they're not holding it in Euro Disneyland in France,
Yeah.
So I've never been to a Minecon. I've never really been to any kind of game convention before.
I want to go to a Games Done Quick eventually. I think that'd be really fun.
I want to go to PAX East because it's the closest to us, but
it is, and it's happening soon.
This weekend, I think.
Is it this weekend?
Yeah, it is.
Couldn't remember if it was this weekend or the weekend after, but
yeah,
that sucks.
I never get tickets in time.
Yeah, I know. It's the struggle for us people in the East. We never get tickets to PAX East. There's always people from other people flying in always get the tickets.
Oh, those YouTube people, those sons of bitches.
Yeah.
I don't know a segue for this one.
Listen, your segues this show have been kind of lackluster. I think you should just kind of go.
All right. Well, you know what? Speaking of lackluster, the sales of the Wii U are lackluster.
Yeah,
but this
shocking.
game doesn't look lackluster. It's Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE, Atlus's Wii U role-playing game inspired by the Fire Emblem and Shin Megami Tensei series, is getting a special edition release this summer. Nintendo announced that the $79.99 special edition will be exclusive to GameStop and Amazon. Included in the package, which you'll can see in a picture below in the article. Make sure to put this link here too.
Yes.
Included in it is a 5x8-inch art book, a 6-song soundtrack CD featuring a selection of the game's music, 6 song cards, and a sheet of stickers. Also included are codes for 5 pieces of downloadable content, which will be priced at $1.99 each separately if you don't buy the special edition. Tokyo Mirage Sharp FE is set in modern-day Tokyo and pairs shamelessly over-the-top RPG action with the adrenaline-fueled fun of Japanese pop idol concerts. Nintendo says the Wii U game will be available June 24th in North America and will include its original Japanese language voiceover track with English subtitles. Attendees of PAX East, which we just talked about, will be able to play the game at Nintendo's booth.
That's kind of cool. We talked about this game on the Nintendo Direct special episode when this was first announced.
And it looks like the greatest game ever made.
It looks really cool, I'm not going to lie. And I'm glad that they're keeping the original Japanese voices with English subtitles.
It makes a lot of sense because the game's set in Tokyo.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't be unheard of for them to dub a game like this, but I think it retains a lot of its enjoyment by being in the original language. Which is odd for me to say because I prefer English dubbed in almost everything else. But this one, I'm willing to accept that it's better in Japanese. Is it weird that the thing I want most in this whole collection is probably the sheet of stickers?
The stickers look amazing.
They look awesome, and I want them.
I want that soundtrack because when we did that Nintendo Direct special, I watched the trailer for this, and the music in it sounds amazing.
It does. Now that I'm looking at it more closely, the stickers look like the kind of stickers that like a 12-year-old schoolgirl would put in her binder.
I think that's what they were going for.
And what this is telling me is that I'm truly a 12-year-old schoolgirl at heart. It would explain my crush on The Rock, I suppose.
What? You have a crush on The Rock?
Absolutely. Have you seen him?
Like Dwayne Johnson?
Yeah, exactly, dude. He's charismatic as anything.
I mean, he is. I don't have a crush on him, though.
I mean, you're missing out.
Speaking of missing out, soon future generations will miss out on the Xbox 360 console because it's stopping manufacturing.
This makes me sad.
It does.
We've had enough sadness this episode. Can we not talk about this?
Xbox 360 means a lot to everyone, said Phil Spencer, head of Xbox. And while we've had an amazing run, the reality, I've just read that so wrong. The realities of manufacturing a product over a decade old are starting to creep up on us. Spencer added that Microsoft will continue to sell existing inventory of Xbox 360 consoles with availability varying by country. The Xbox 360's current retail price is $199.99, so $200, in a bundle with a 500GB system and a copy of Forza Horizon 2.
That is incredibly expensive.
Microsoft launched the Xbox 360 on November 22nd, 2005. Feels like just yesterday. Yeah. In North America, the console turned 10 years old last November. That same month, Microsoft added Xbox compatibility to the Xbox One. So basically, it makes an Xbox 360 pointless. Spencer noted that Microsoft will continue to support Xbox 360 for the foreseeable future, with full Xbox Live services for apps and online gaming, free games with gold titles, deals for Xbox Live Gold subscribers, and hardware support. However, Microsoft's third-party partners have begun to retire their Xbox 360 service, just like ESPN did earlier. The Xbox 360 helped redefine an entire generation of gaming at Microsoft, said Spencer. I am truly proud of all of the work and dedication that went into development of the Xbox 360 hardware, services, and games portfolio over the last decade, and I am grateful to the fans for their continued passion and support.
I am sort of sad to see this system go. I think it's probably the system that, growing up, I spent an unhealthy amount of time on. More so than any other system.
I think I spent more time with the PS2, but I'm not sure. Probably the Xbox 360, I don't know.
It was, the N64 that got me into gaming. That and the Super Nintendo. That addiction was furthered by the original Xbox and the PS2. And then the 360 and PS3 generation just kind of ruined it for me.
It's just like heroin.
Exactly. I was hooked at that point, and there was just no going back. And here I am today, a scratching mess of a man. But it's. I hope they, now that they're canceling the production of this, they sort of ramp up the production of backwards compatible titles. Because not all
Yeah.
titles are backwards compatible yet, and the 360s, if anything, were infamous for their red rings and how often they broke. So this means now that once they break, you're kind of screwed. You can't get another one. Well, you can, but they'll probably be expensive as anything. Like trying to buy an N64 these days. And so you're going to need more titles on the Xbox One to kind of counterbalance that, I think.
It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens with kind of secondhand Xbox 360s in the future. If GameStop's gonna jack up their prices on used ones.
Yeah, I mean, I have 2 in my house right now. I have one on a shelf behind me, and I have one in the living room.
I have one straight ahead of me, and it's one of those nice slim ones, but I hate the buttons on it because they're capacitive and not actual buttons.
Yeah, my the one in the living room is the R2-D2 one that goes...
Oh, I always wanted that one.
It's really cool.
The problem is that I bought my Xbox right before that came out,
Yeah.
so I couldn't, buy another Xbox. But the great thing about that, and I think the greatest detail of all, is that if you open the disc tray, on the inside of the disc tray it says, "Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope."
It does, and that's amazing. The only reason we have that one is because the one sitting on the shelf behind me is an original Xbox 360, the one that came out when it launched.
Right.
And it had lasted me for the entirety of its lifespan. Until just, I would say maybe two or 3 years ago, it had died out. And this was either just as the Xbox One came out or just before the Xbox One came out. So we decided to get a new 360. And that the only one that was available in the store at the time was the R2-D2 one.
Oh, so you didn't even have to get, like, the crappy bundle of it where it came with, like, a yellow...
Oh, the gold controller? Yep.
No. It came with, like, a yellow Kinect, is what I was going to say. Or it came with a white Kinect.
I think it has a white Kinect.
And then it came with Kinect Star Wars, which is not a great game.
No.
But I was
it's
really
not.
excited for it because it let me stand in my living room with a toy lightsaber in my hand.
But you know what? Now you can do that with VR. And that's really all we wanted in life, isn't it?
You're right.
To stand in our living rooms with lightsabers.
Whenever a new, like, sort of system comes out, like the Wii or something like that, or even like VR, the first thing I think is, when are they going to make a Star Wars game in this?
I think that's everybody's first thought who grew up with Star Wars.
Mm. Now people are growing up with the wrap-up. See what I did there? I took your thing about...
I hope they're not growing up with this.
Yeah, I know. I'd feel really bad if I was, like...
Just ruin your childhood.
If I was molding young minds. I'd feel terrible.
A little bit.
But here's the wrap-up. The newly introduced thing where I read things very quickly and Brad gives me his opinion on them somewhat.
Only available on the Thursday show.
Exactly. For some reason, he doesn't want to do it on the Wednesday show.
Because I can't add the same touch to it that Jacob does. I don't know what it is, but the man has a touch.
It's not a Thursday show either. It's a Friday show. Nice try.
Oh, that's right. This is Friday. I forget.
Mafia 3 launches on October 7th on PlayStation 4, Windows PC, and Xbox One. 2K Games announced. The story begins with Lincoln Clay's comrades in the city's African-American mob wiped out by the Italian mafioso, and it is on. It says that there. I didn't put that in.
It's on.
Yeah, I wasn't writing this like it was like a movie trailer. The action will be driven by Clay's military combat skills attributed to his tours of duty in Vietnam. Muscle cars, beehive hairdos, and classic rock and roll complete the scene. Mafia 3 will have 3 editions, the standard release, and 2 special editions that entitle the owner to additional premium downloadable content, which has yet to be released. The collector's edition option will include several physical items, including the game's soundtrack on vinyl.
Ooh.
You have anything to say about Mafia? You like the Mafia games?
Never played a Mafia game. Vinyls for hippies and muscle cars, beehive hairdos, and rock and roll is really all I want in a game. So you know what? Why not? Bring it on.
I really like the Mafia. I only played Mafia 2. That game was really good. So I'm excited about Mafia 3. It looks incredibly violent. If you look up like a gameplay video of this, like there's like these like execution moves that you can do or something like that when you're sneaking around, or even when you're just fighting people, and they just look incredibly violent. So I'm excited.
I mean, I'm fine with that. Bring it on.
Telltale Games has announced that the third and final episode in the Walking Dead Michonne miniseries, What We Deserve, will launch on April 26th on pretty much every platform that can play a video game.
Yes. Microwaves, toasters, iPhones, iPads, whatever you want. It's on everything.
My fridge plays Telltale Games.
Yeah, that little screen right there, it's really inconvenient to play it on, but you know what? You can get it done.
Yeah.
Certain coffee makers too, but you need to get a hack around.
The high
I'm tired of Telltale games. I'm sorry. Continue.
No. Say what you're gonna say.
I said I'm tired of Telltale Walking Dead games. I think it's just I don't like The Walking Dead, so.
They make so many of them.
I know,
it's so
just
tiring. The high-definition remaster of Shadow Complex is coming to PlayStation 4 on May 3rd, according to the PlayStation blog. First revealed in December, the PS4 release of Shadow Complex Remastered marks the 2.5D side-scroller's first time on a Sony console.
Ooh. Wait, I don't actually know what this is. What is Shadow Complex?
It was a Xbox Live arcade game. It's kind of like a Metroid game, a little like Metroidvania, if you will. And you play as a guy who like shoots at robots. I never really played it, so I have no clue.
Alright, quickly to Google. Oh, this looks kind of cool.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, as much as Google Images can show me, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, well, maybe you can think about buying the PS4 release on May 3rd.
I'll think about it. I mean, I won't, but I'll think about it.
Rocket League's basketball mode arrives as part of a free update on April 26th. Psyonix confirmed the date with a new trailer showing off just how the basketball translates to the rocket-powered soccer game. And for true NBA fans, aka not us, a downloadable flag pack will be available featuring the logos of all 30 teams that give players the chance to show support for their favorite real-life team in Rocket League. And
yeah, I'm not an NBA fan, not a Rocket League fan. Put them together, and I'm still not a fan, so.
I'm a pretty big fan of Rocket League, so I'll play this basketball mode at least. I'm not going to go out and buy the flags.
I'll talk to my brother. I'll see what he thinks of it when it comes out. Other than that, I don't think I'll have any involvement with this.
Speaking of things that I'm not a fan of, Nintendo will release Metroid Prime Federation Force, the Nintendo 3DS Metroid spin-off that gives players control of a Galactic Federation Marine on August 19th. I can't speak. Federation Force is a single-player and cooperative game in which up to 4 players can embark on missions and battle Metroid Prime space pirates. Players can customize their Galactic Federation mech to focus on offense or defense in the fight against space pirates. They can also engage in 3-on-3 action in Metroid Prime Blast Ball, the competitive multiplayer sci-fi sport that was revealed during last year's Nintendo World Championship at E3.
Wait, you not excited for this game? You don't like it?
It's a weird spin-off. I don't like that. I wish they would just make a regular Metroid Prime game.
To me, this is the Halo ODST of Metroid. That's all this is.
No, this is more like the Halo Spartan Assault.
Well, kind of. I mean, in ODST, you played as a Marine and not as a Spartan, and they should playing as a Marine and not a Samus.
Not a Samus.
Now, I sound like an old parent who doesn't know what they're talking about. Are you playing as the Samus guy again?
Parent comes in, looks at Call of Duty. Is this another Mario?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like this weird spin-off thing. I wish it was just like a regular Metroid Prime game.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Hopefully, if, this doesn't work out, they'll give up on the spinny things and... The spin-off games is what I meant to say.
The spinny things.
I'm losing my damn mind. They'll give up on this kind of spin-off and go back to making the Metroid Prime that we all desire. But I don't foresee that happening, so...
But that's the news.
Ooh, can I add one more?
Yeah, sure.
I want to drop it in on you.
Okay.
Because I'm an addict and I can't stop. Yeah, it's about Dark Souls. They're making a board game.
Oh yeah, that news was like 2 weeks ago. I saw it and I didn't add it to the news doc for the specific reason.
The only reason I'm bringing it up now is because today they broke their goal in 3 minutes. Mind you, they set a Kickstarter goal, and they broke it in 3
minutes.
They broke it in 3 minutes, and just today they have reached $1.4 million.
To make a board game?
Yeah, they have 24 days still to go. I'll send you a link to it in Skype. I'll put a link to it in the description of the video as well, in case any of you guys want to check it out. There's some pretty cool videos in there too, if you want to.
Yeah.
If you want to look, it looks really cool. I think it might actually be a board game you'd be interested in, Jacob. So don't knock it till you give it a peek.
Yeah, we'll bring Dark Souls to game night next time.
Oh, we definitely should. This looks like an interesting game. But I just wanted to bring that up because I'm really excited.
They had such a specific goal of $70,832.
Well, that's because it's been getting bumped because they added a stretch goal or two.
Right.
But again, they weren't expecting the goal to be met in 3 minutes.
Right.
So now they're adding content about as fast as they can because they're getting money faster than they know what to do with it. But that's all I wanted to add.
Well, now that the news is over.
Yes.
we can move into a good game show known as Well, That Sucked. Welcome to Well, That Sucked. The way the game works is simple. I give Brad 3 randomly selected games, and he has to tell me which of the 3 is the lowest rated according to the website Metacritic. I can give Brad no help besides a brief description of the game if Brad so asks for it. Brad, are you ready?
Yes. Whenever I hear "Well, That Sucked," I imagine the sound clip from the old cartoons that goes da-da-da.
Yeah, I always just imagine the theme song to the show.
I don't remember what theme song we used for this one. I haven't listened to it in a while.
It's a good one. Round 1.
Round 1. I'm sorry if you can hear whatever it is that's going on.
I think someone's like mowing the lawn.
I think so, but they better knock it off.
Soda Drinker Pro, Goat
Soda-
Simulator,
Oh god.
and Enter the Gungeon. Now this started off as joke games, like games that aren't really games, but then I ended up with just games with funny names because Enter the Gungeon's like an actual game.
I don't know what Enter the Gungeon is.
It's a dungeon crawler where you have guns.
Oh, wow.
Hence why it's called Enter the Gungeon.
Oh, okay. I thought Gungeon was like a type of monster or something. I don't know.
No, it's not. No, it's not Gundam.
Yeah. Giant mechs. I don't want to ask this, but what is Soda Drinker Pro?
It was a game that was made for a game jam that they made in like an hour.
Oh,
And
God.
it's a first-person soda drinking simulator.
Surgeon Simulator was made in an hour. That's no excuse.
You should see what this game looks like too, by the way, because it looks like they made the backgrounds in MS Paint.
They probably did.
And then Goat Simulator is obviously Goat Simulator.
Alright, so Goat Simulator is going to be the highest because everybody loves that game despite how stupid it is. Again, I apologize for the noise in the background. There's not a lot I can do about that. I want to go Soda Drinker, but I feel like the Enter the Gundam is just way too...
Gungeon.
What? I'm calling it the Gundam now. You got it in my head and now it's stuck. I feel it's just an unknown. I don't know what to think of it. Is it good? Is it bad? I mean, there's mechs involved, so it's got to be decent.
There's no mechs involved.
In my head, there is now. I'm going with the Soda Drinker because that just sounds stupid and awful, and nobody would ever play it ever.
Brad, you're right.
Oh wow, shocker.
What is Soda Drinker Pro rated?
23.
30.
Oh wow, it got into the 30s. I'm impressed.
The second highest rated was Goat Simulator with a 53.
Really?
Yeah. And the highest rated was Enter the Gungeon with an 84.
I thought Goat Simulator was okay.
It's
I mean,
fun for an hour.
Yeah, I mean, you go around, you do a bunch of stupid stuff as a goat. I mean, it's not like you're not playing a Call of Duty. You're supposed to sit down and joke around a bit. Yeah, people are too serious in their ratings here.
I spent $10 in the game and I regret it every day of my life.
You actually bought it?
Yeah, I bought it on Xbox.
Oh,
I said, hey, this seems kind of fun. Let's try this out. And then I played it for 10 minutes and I was like, oh, that's the joke. Okay.
Mistakes were made.
Exactly.
I mean, you can be a demon goat and play a cartoon, or play a video game inside a video game. What else do you want?
Yeah, that part's kind of fun, I guess. Round 2.
Round 2.
What the hell was that?
Me laughing into my hands.
You sounded like a trombone.
What?
You know, like a trombone when you play it, it's like a wah, 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 wah. Whatever.
Okay.
Whatever.
Musical time with Jacob.
Star Fox Adventures.
Ooh.
Star Fox 64.
Ooh.
Star Fox Zero, the new one.
Oh god. Wait, how does the new one have a rating?
It came out already.
Did it really?
Yeah, or it comes out tomorrow.
It did not. You're lying to me.
I swear to God.
I don't have the patience to Google it. I'm gonna take your word for it.
I'll Google it right now while you're figuring this out.
Well, my childhood says I can't pick 64, so that's off the table.
It's the 3DS version of it because they didn't have the regular.
That means people are gonna rate it more partially because it's a reboot.
It comes out today, the 21st.
Alright, well, we're dating this recording now.
It's an odd freaking release date on a Thursday.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say the new one's probably not that low yet. It might get lower later, but right now I imagine it's probably pretty up there. And I can't pick 64 because my childhood says no, so that leaves, what was it, Adventures was the third one?
Yes.
Wasn't that the GameCube one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, wasn't that one awful? I'm going with that one. I think I have that one.
You're wrong.
Really?
Yeah, Star Fox Zero.
Oh, Zero was the lowest. Okay.
Yeah. Can you tell me
never
what
speak to
Zero
you
was
again.
rated?
Zero is rated today on April 21st. I don't know. 67.
72.
Oh, okay. That's not that bad.
Second highest was Star Fox 64 3D with an 81.
Yeah, okay.
And the highest rated was Star Fox Adventures with an 82.
Didn't nobody like that one?
It's weird. He's on a dinosaur planet.
Okay, so that is the game I was thinking about.
I'm starting to think that Star Fox just wasn't good.
Because that wasn't a Star Fox game originally.
Yeah, I'm starting
That was something else, and they needed a Star Fox game, so they took out the main character of that game and threw Star Fox in there.
I'm just really starting to think that us as a society put more importance on Star Fox than there ever was supposed to be.
I mean, Star Fox 64 was pretty good. That was an awesome game.
I mean, yeah, that was pretty good, but I think everything after that, they just never said, they didn't say, hey, let's change this up a little bit. Or if they did, they changed it too much and then made Star Fox Adventures, you know what I mean?
I mean, whenever somebody asks me what are the best two Star Fox games, I say Star Fox 64 and Super Smash Brothers, but other than that...
Exactly. See, look, Smash Brothers is one of the two best Star Fox games, so that tells you something. Round 3.
Round 3. Ow. Bumped my head.
See if you can figure out the theme of this round. Luigi's Mansion.
Oh, I love that game.
Super Princess Peach.
I've never heard
WarioWare
of
Smooth Moves.
Oh, I don't know what...
And I only put WarioWare Smooth Moves in so I could say, I'm a Wario, and I'm gonna win.
Is that, You know that's actually originally from Mario Kart, believe it or not?
Is it really?
Yeah, it was, you know that the quiz I gave you on Tuesday?
Yeah.
That was quote was from one of them, and I thought it was from WarioWare, but it turns out it's actually from Mario Kart. I didn't know that.
I guess it makes sense that he would say, I'm a Wario, and I'm gonna win in...
Mario Kart?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I refuse to pick Luigi's Mansion because that's one of my favorite games ever. I've never heard of the Princess Peach game.
Yeah, I think it's just like a Mario game, but instead of Mario, it's Princess Peach.
So who's getting saved? Who did Bowser kidnap this time?
Mario, assumingly.
It's a flamboyantly gay Bowser and he's still Mario?
No, that was really an uncalled for statement.
Why? I think it'd be a pretty interesting game now.
I mean, I think it would be very much not liked by anybody because of a flamboyantly gay Bowser. Not that there's anything wrong with being flamboyantly gay. It's just like,
oh, dude, his shell would be all pink and sparkly. I want it. I want to play it.
Alright. You like stereotypes, apparently.
I do. I love stereotypes. I don't actually love stereotypes. And the other one was
WarioWare Smooth Moves, the Wii WarioWare game.
So the Wii one, not the GameCube one.
Yes.
I only ever played the GameCube one, but that game was really fun. I can't imagine they screwed it up that bad when it goes to the Wii version. But they might have, because almost every game on the Wii sucked except for Wii Sports, because that's the only game anybody ever played.
And Mario.
And Mario. And the Dragon Ball games were pretty cool, because you had to do the Kamehameha moves with the remote, and it felt kind of cool the first 3 times you did it. And then your arms got tired, and you said, this really sucks.
Right.
I lost my train of thought here. Alright, so I'm not picking Luigi's Mansion. I don't want to pick the flamboyantly gay Bowser because that's a really innovative idea and I don't want to bash them for it.
That's not in the game. You're putting these things in the game that aren't in there.
Hey, listen, I try to judge the criteria that I make up. I'm gonna go with the Peach one, even though I don't want to. It's the only one that I don't know anything about.
You're right.
No. Wait, did I win?
Yeah, you did.
Oh.
Can you tell me what Super Princess Peach was rated though?
Probably 50s. What, 56?
75.
Oh, okay, it was pretty good though.
Second highest was Luigi's Mansion with a 78, and the highest was WarioWare Smooth Moves with 83.
Alright, so they kept the WarioWare tradition alive. Did you play WarioWare?
I think I did one time, but I never bought it. I think I played it like with somebody.
I remember that game when I was pretty young, because I was still pretty young when the GameCube came out. It's one of the few games I remember playing with my sister and one of my cousins, which is really weird. I don't have any other video game memories other than WarioWare with them. It's odd, it's the one game they would play with me. I don't know why.
I don't know why either, but you know what I do know? That you need to read me the spiel.
Oh, that's right, I do. I just spaced out entirely. The guy stopped mowing the lawn, and I was confused by the silence. All right, so if you want to get in touch with us, if you have any opinions on the things we talk about in the show, or you just want to add in your 2 cents, you can do that at completewithdlc@gmail.com. It's going to be the fastest way for you to get in touch with us and have a decent discussion. But if you don't like email, you don't use email, whatever, you can do the social medias as well. We're Complete with DLC on Twitter. That's going to be where Jacob puts up all the information about the new shows that come out. And if anytime Jacob or I are doing anything interesting, or maybe we're recording something or whatever, that's where the updates go. If you're listening to this, you're probably listening to it on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, or YouTube, because that's the main places that our podcast is hosted. Hopefully, soon, it's going to be hosted on Google, but they haven't gotten back to us yet. I imagine it'll be soon, though. If you're listening to this on iTunes or Stitcher, please leave us a review. It means a lot to us. We try to take all the feedback you guys give us and try to improve constantly. We like to think we're moving in the right directions, but to be honest, we never quite know. If you're listening to this on SoundCloud, that means you're getting it directly from the source, because that's where our RSS feed is hosted. We're also going to... Nope. I don't know what I was about to say, because it's not true. Ignore what I just said. I don't know what I'm talking about. Jacob, if they want to get in touch with you... Damn it, the lawnmower guy is back! Jacob, quick talk.
If you want to get in touch with me on any sort of social media, you can at It's Jgriff, ITSJAYGRIFF. I'm probably most active on Twitter. Yeah, probably Twitter.
Tweeting about the Sonics and the other thing you just tweeted about, something about Mountain Dew. I didn't really see.
Oh, I was doing, Mountain Dew had a poll that was, which one do you want to stay around, Baja Blast or Pitch Black after summer? Obviously, Pitch Black should stay around because it's the best flavor in the world. And
I haven't tried it. How is it?
It's amazing. It's like a grape flavor, and I usually don't like grape sodas, but Mountain Dew Pitch Black is great stuff, man.
I don't know. I liked Baja Blast a lot because you could only get it at Taco Bell until recently, and it felt special. Now it doesn't feel special anymore.
Exactly. That's the thing about it. Is like, they say, do you want Baja Blast to stay around past the summer? It is going to stay around past the summer at a Taco Bell.
Yeah, where it should be.
Go to Taco Bell if you really want Baja Blast.
Yeah.
Other than that, you can see a really humorous photo of me being the only one in a movie theater when me and my friend went to go see Hardcore Henry on Sunday last week.
Because apparently nobody likes that movie.
Yeah, I don't get why. It's a perfectly fun movie. I realize now that I actually really like that movie. Like, remember I told you when I first saw it, I was like, I don't know if I like that movie. I really like that movie.
Yeah, you always have to see a movie twice, so you get rid of the first viewing jitters.
Yeah. I did that with Batman v Superman. I liked it a little bit less than I did the first time I saw it, but I liked it a lot. Brad, where can I get in touch with you?
If you want to get in touch with me, you can do that on Twitter. I'm Calgany on Twitter, Kalgne. However, if you don't trust me to actually be able to use a social media site, then you can get in touch with me on Battle.net. I am Brad1261 on Battle.net. If you don't use Battle.net or Twitter, or you just don't want to talk to me directly, you can email the show with any of your questions, comments, concerns, whatever, and then just direct it to either me or Jacob in the subject or in the body of the email, and I'll make sure it gets to the right person. Hopefully. Maybe we'll hire a secretary to answer our emails.
That'd be a great thing.
You think?
Yeah.
Probably not.
We don't have enough emails to actually hire a secretary at this point, but when it starts coming in...
If we did, we would.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I don't think we could hire a secretary.
No, we don't make enough money.
She'd probably sue me because I'd make stereotypical remarks about her.
Yeah, you'd be like, you should wear a flamboyantly gay turtle shell.
I might do that. But yeah, Battle.net, Twitter, or the show email.
And that's it.
I think that's the show, Jacob.
Oh, wait, your music recommendation. Do you have one today?
I forgot all about it. All right, give me about 30 seconds, Jacob. You do a music recommendation quick.
Okay, a couple things then. This band, Biting Elbows, I like it a lot. Once again, we were talking about Hardcore Henry. For some reason, that keeps coming up in the show every week. The lead singer of this band is the guy who directed Hardcore Henry. He made music videos for his band, and they were all first person. That's why they made this movie. Also, you should just listen to Prince, because he died, and his music is great, and everyone should just listen to Prince.
Yeah, I feel like Prince needs a little shout-out here. Not that nobody knows who Prince is, but I feel like, it's what happened when Bowie died. We all listened to Bowie for a week, so I think Prince deserves the same.
I listened to Bowie for like a month straight after he died. I love Bowie.
Yeah, I think it was Amazon who got in kind of a little bit of trouble, because they price gouged his album as soon as he died.
Well, screw Amazon. Just listen to it on Spotify.
Yeah. My music recommendation is Pandora Journey on YouTube. And they put up a bunch of huge 2-hour-long mixes of different kinds of instrumental music. And it's not illegal copyright or anything. They're verified on YouTube, so YouTube clearly knows they're there and doing what they're doing. But if you ever need, if you ever wonder what I'm listening to when I'm playing a game because I don't listen to the game, sometimes I listen to this because it makes it so every single game I ever play has an awesome soundtrack.
Huh.
So Pandora Journey on YouTube.
Pretty good music recommendations this week.
I mean, I try.
Yeah.
We've gone way over time, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Way more than we ever wanted to.
Like we do every week.
Yeah, this has been Complete with DLC. I'm Jacob Griffin.
I'm Brad Knight.
And thank you for listening.
All right, take two.
Welcome to Complete with DLC, the only show that...
Take three.